Hello everyone, and welcome to AlignBooks. In this video, we'll be exploring the Finance module. AlignBooks offers a comprehensive finance module that allows you to seamlessly manage and record all your financial transactions. Before we dive into the features and functionalities of this module, let's quickly review some important setup steps. To start the setup, navigate to the Company Setup section. From there, go to the Finance Setup. Within the Finance Setup, you'll find a wide range of options available. We've also provided 5 key attributes and a set of default ledgers to help streamline your financial management. Let's begin with the first option, Expense Budget Control. This feature allows you to manage and control your expense budgets effectively. We've provided 3 configuration options for this: GL Branch Month GL Group, Project Attribute at the project level GL Group, Project Attribute at the site level. These options enable you to set up budget controls according to your specific organizational needs. You can also manage the budget for your projects if you are engaged in project management activities. This module can serve as a comprehensive tool to monitor and control the budgets for any of your projects. Next, we have the Budget Exceed Action setting. Once you've configured a budget for any expense, there are 3 options available for when that budget is exceeded. Not applicable alert stop. If the actual expense exceeds the defined budget, the system can either trigger an alert or completely stop the transaction, preventing you from posting the entry. Moving on, we have the TDS applicable option. If you need to deduct TDS tax deducted at source for any vendor, you can easily enable this setting. Next is Document Classification. This feature allows you to categorize your vouchers and financial transactions. Whenever you post a transaction in the Finance module, enabling this option helps you bifurcate and organize entries for better reporting and tracking. Then, we have the Allow Negative Cash setting. You can decide whether to allow or restrict negative cash balances. If you want to prevent negative cash transactions, simply enable this option. Another important feature is Transaction on behalf of branch. AlignBooks provides the flexibility to manage multiple locations. If you are making or receiving payments on behalf of another branch, you can enable this option and easily record those transactions accordingly. Finally, there is the Cash Bank Receipt and Payment Voucher options. By default, the Finance module provides a common voucher for cash and bank transactions. However, if you prefer to maintain separate vouchers, for example, one for cash receipts and another for bank receipts, you can enable this option to manage them separately. Next, let's talk about the bank reconciliation options. We offer 2 modes for bank reconciliation: Manual Bank Reconciliation, Reconciliation. Through bank statement, manual reconciliation means that after posting your transactions in the books, you can reconcile them manually by enabling the manual option. Alternatively, if you prefer to reconcile through a bank statement, you can import the transactions directly into AlignBooks and perform a bulk reconciliation easily. Now, moving on to Manage Bill-Wise Outstanding at party and branch level. If you are managing accounts across multiple branches, you have the flexibility to track outstanding balances bill by bill. You can choose how you want to view the outstanding amounts for customers and vendors across different branches. Next, we have Room Level in Finance Statements. This option allows you to view a detailed breakup of transactions for better financial analysis. Currently, we provide breakup at 4 levels: Full-Fledged Ledger, Branch-Wise Breakup, Month-Wise Breakup, Attribute-Level Breakup. Additionally, we offer 5 attribute fields that you can configure as needed. If you want to treat attributes like cost centers and bifurcate transactions accordingly, you can easily enable this option. Let me give you an example to make it clearer. Suppose you have enabled an attribute field named Employee. Now, Whenever you pass a financial entry, the system will prompt you to fill in the employee details. Only after entering the required information will you be able to save the entry. However, if you don't want this field to be mandatory, you can enable the Allow Blank option. This allows you to save the entry even if the employee details are not filled in. In the Type field, we have provided multiple options for you to choose from, depending on your organizational needs. We have also predefined certain ledgers, including GST ledgers and payroll-related ledgers, to simplify the process for you. If you are managing payroll within AlignBooks, you will find that we have already categorized and set default ledgers specifically for payroll. Next, let's talk about the depreciation rate option. If you want to manage or view depreciation reports, you can easily map your ledgers here. We offer two methods for depreciation: SLM method, straight line method, WD method, written down value method. Simply select the appropriate ledger and method, and when you pass an entry, the depreciation report will be generated automatically. Once all settings are configured, don't forget to save your setup. Now, let's move into the Finance module itself. The first feature we'll explore is the Chart of Accounts. The Chart of Accounts displays all the ledgers that have been pre-created and provided by AlignBooks. You'll find a comprehensive dashboard showing ledger name, ledger code, undergroup parent, ledger nature of the account. There's also a ledger search option. If you want to view details for a specific ledger, simply search for it and click on it to open its details. By default, AlignBooks provides all the essential ledgers needed to maintain your books of accounts. However, if you want to create additional ledgers, it's easy to do. Just click on Create New Ledger, enter the ledger name, and the system will automatically generate the ledger code. If you want to manage ledgers on a sub-ledger basis, simply enable the sub-ledger option. Finally, when creating a new ledger, you must assign it under a parent group using the undergroup option. Simply select the appropriate group from the list to complete your ledger creation. In the Type option for ledgers, we provide three categories: General, Cash, and Bank. If the ledger is not related to cash or bank, you should select General. If the ledger is related to cash transactions, select Cash, and if it is a bank ledger, select Bank. You can also enter additional details like the account number, IFSC code, and classification information. If the ledger relates to a loan account, simply enable the loan account option to access extra features specifically designed for loan management. Additionally, you have the TDS applicable option. For example, if you have a contractor and you are making payments to them, you may need to deduct TDS. While creating the ledger, simply turn on the TDS applicable setting and fill in relevant fields such as the contractor's address and PAN number. As mentioned earlier, if you have enabled an attribute like employee, when passing a transaction linked to this ledger, the system will prompt you to select the employee details before saving the entry. Once the setup is complete, don't forget to save the ledger. Now, moving further into the Finance module, we've discussed the creation of ledgers. AlignBooks comes with many pre-created ledgers, and you can easily add more based on your requirements. Next, let's look at how to enter the opening balances for these ledgers. To enter opening balances, click on Opening Financials. If you have enabled multi-location management, you will first need to select your branch. After selecting the branch, click OK. Once you do this, you will see all your ledgers listed. If you notice that a ledger you need is missing, you can create it from here, and it will immediately appear in the Opening Financials list. We've also provided a search option to help you quickly find specific ledgers. From the Opening Financials dashboard, you can easily enter the opening balances for all your financial ledgers. For sundry creditors and sundry debtors, specific entry points are provided. To enter opening balances for creditors, click on the relevant link for sundry creditors. To enter opening balances for debtors, click on the respective link for sundry debtors. Once you save the entries, the opening balances you entered will automatically reflect in the respective ledgers. Now, moving further into the Finance module, the first option is the Receive Payment Voucher. This is a common voucher that you can use to book both your expenses and income entries seamlessly. Let's walk through the key fields. Category. As discussed earlier, you can manage your entries at the category level. You can either select an existing category or create new ones from here. Receive Mode. Multiple modes of payment are available for you to choose from. Branch. You need to select the branch where you want this transaction to reflect. Cash Bank Account. Select the ledger account for cash or bank, depending on where the amount should be debited or credited. Voucher Date. Set the date for the transaction. Currency. AlignBooks supports multi-currency transactions. If you are dealing with foreign currencies, simply select the relevant currency. If the required currency isn't available, you can create new currencies, and the system will automatically fetch the conversion rate. Reference Number. Enter the reference number if required. Bill Pending PTC option. This is used for managing post-dated checks, PDC. I'll explain this feature further when we cover PDC issues and receipt entries. Now, let's look at the configuration options available for the voucher. Every voucher in AlignBooks comes with a configuration panel where you can set Parent Document Not Required. For receipt and payment vouchers, linking a parent document is not mandatory. Validate Unique Reference Number. To avoid duplication, you can enable this option. Once enabled, if you try to use an existing reference number again, the system will not allow saving the entry. This validation can be applied at 3 levels: party-wise, branch-wise, and overall numbering. You can manage voucher numbering with customizable series and prefixes based on branches or categories. Notification options. We offer multiple notification channels: email, SMS, and WhatsApp. For email configuration, you have 2 setup options: simple format and template-based format. You can create multiple templates for different actions like creation, edit, or approval. Automatic emails can be triggered at different stages, and you can customize subject line, email body, templates, and recipients including CC and BCC. Attach the document in PDF format if needed. Similarly, for SMS configuration, you can select the template and trigger SMS alerts based on various actions. Currently, we provide 2 default templates, but if you wish to create custom templates, you can integrate your DLT services. Lastly, we also support WhatsApp notifications, which can be configured similarly to emails and SMS. Once you complete the setup, make sure to click Save. Next option is for the approval management. So basically, for the approval management, we have given a facility to the user. It's a concept of maker and checker. Whoever is creating the voucher, whoever is passing the entry, he will only have the rights to pass the entry. The entry will not reflect in any report, in any ledger, until the approver approves the entry. So this is the facility we have provided in every voucher: the approval management. So here, 2 or 3 options are available: 1 level, 2-level workflow. So you can select accordingly. Now, save. So while passing this entry, we have given the option. You can select the details from here, all the details, and you have to select the ledger as well. You can simply select your ledger of any expense or any ledger of income from here. And you can simply enter the amount. You want to debit the ledger, credit the ledger. You have to select the On Behalf of Branch option available there. And you just need to click on the OK button. And now save. The entry will automatically save. Attachment option we have given over there. We have given the attachment option in every voucher. You can simply attach any document from here, and you can save. You can also customize your grid. Grid configuration is also available there. And next voucher is Transfer General Voucher. General Vouchers. So, Transfer General Voucher we have given for the contra entries. If there is any entry of cash to cash deposit, bank to bank deposit, bank to bank withdrawal, so you can pass those entries from this voucher. In the same voucher, we have given the category Option. Branch option is also available. From cash to bank, you have to select. Amount option is there. Check number. If there is any check involved, you can mention. Bank charges GL. If there are any bank charges applicable on that particular entry. You can also mention the charges. Narration and the attachment option is also available. Now, we have to save the entry. Next, Reversal General Entry. If you want to reverse any general entry, you can simply reverse any general entry from this voucher. Category option, branch option is available. Reversal voucher type. So, options are available. Reverse voucher number. And you have to select the ledger. You want to debit the ledger. You want to credit the ledger. Also, in this ledger, if you have turned on the option of TDS from the ledger itself, you can see here the TDS tab is also available. So if you click over there, right now we have not selected any ledger, so it will give me the pop-up of TDS not applicable to this ledger, because I have not selected any ledger. So, through this entry, you can also deduct. In every finance voucher, in the finance module, in every voucher, we have given this provision to deduct the TDS. Attachment option is also available. Now, save the entry. So, while you're passing entries in the finance module, there are a few important features that you should definitely know about. First of all, there's an open option, which basically allows you to quickly view all the transactions that have been passed till date. It's really handy when you want to check or review any past entry. Then, if you ever need to delete an entry, you can easily do that too. You just have to select the transaction and click on the Delete button. It's that simple. Now, let's say you don't want to delete, but you want to copy an existing entry, maybe for a similar transaction. Then you can just use the Copy option. All you have to do is select the entry you want to duplicate and proceed. Sometimes, you might not want to delete an entry altogether, but you just need to cancel it for the time being. In that case, the Cancel option is available. And suppose you change your mind later, and you need that canceled entry back, there's a Restore option available as well, which helps you to quickly bring the entry back into your system without any hassle. Now, moving ahead, we come to the Finance General Voucher. Through this voucher, you can very easily pass general entries. Like if you want to debit any ledger, credit any ledger, or even if there are multiple ledgers involved, you can manage all those adjustments from here. And yes, just like other vouchers, here also you'll find the configuration and attachment options available. After this, let's talk about the Expense General Voucher. Now, this one is specifically designed to help you when you're booking expense entries where GST is involved. For example, suppose you are availing advertisement services for your company, and obviously GST is applicable on that service, so you can pass the entry through this voucher. In this voucher, first you need to select your branch, your category, and the vendor. Then, you'll notice there's an option called Item Selection. So you just need to click on the ++ icon and create a non-inventory service item. The reason why we ask you to create an item here is because, when you create it, the system automatically picks the HSN code, SAC code, and the tax code you've set for that item. This saves a lot of time and also ensures that your entries are tax compliant. You'll also have to mention the supplier invoice number and the supplier invoice date. And if the transaction is in a different currency, no worries. Just select the currency, because we do support multi-currency transactions. After that, you need to select the ledger for your expense and enter the taxable amount. Once you fill in those details, the tax code will automatically pop up, and the taxable value and the tax amount will get calculated automatically as well. You'll also find the attachment option here, where you can attach any relevant documents, like invoices or bills. And by the way, if TDS is applicable, you'll find a dedicated TDS section in this voucher too. You just need to select the right TDS section, pick the appropriate ledger, and the system will automatically compute the gross amount and apply the TDS deduction based on the applicable rate. So overall, it's very smooth and user-friendly. Now, coming to the Sales Purchase General Voucher, this is super useful when you want to pass sales or purchase entries without impacting your inventory. For example, let's say you're passing a simple sales entry without selecting any item. You can do that easily here. In the Sales General Voucher, you can simply select the ledger related to your sales, mention the reference number, choose the customer, and enter the amount. There's no item master involved at all, making it perfect for service sales or non-inventory sales. And of course, if there's GST involved, you can just select the tax code, and the system will automatically calculate the tax for you. It's really straightforward. And the same thing applies for credit notes and debit notes, both on the sales side and the purchase side. You just follow the same process, and you're good to go. So, now moving on to the next entry, we have the interbranch fund transfer. Honestly, as the name suggests, this voucher is used when you are managing multiple branches or multiple locations, and you need to transfer funds between them. Let's say, for example, from your Mumbai location, you are transferring funds either through bank or through cash. You can easily pass that entry through this voucher. In this voucher, you'll notice that we have provided the option to select a category and also the branch. So, like I said, if you are transferring from Mumbai, you will select Mumbai as your branch, and then you'll see two important options available there. One is received, and the other one is payment from cash or bank to branch. So depending on whether you're receiving the funds or transferring them, you can select the appropriate option. You can also mention the check number if the transfer involves a check. Plus, just like other vouchers, there's an attachment option available if you want to attach any supporting document. And finally, there's a narration field where you can briefly describe the purpose or details of the fund transfer. Now, after this, the next voucher we come to is the GST Adjustment Voucher. This one is pretty important when you want to adjust the ledger balances related to GST. So basically, what happens here is, once you open this voucher, you'll be able to see a window where you can view your total liability, your total input tax credit, ITC, available, and your net payable amounts. First thing you need to do is select your GST number. After that, you select the month and year for which you are doing the adjustment. And once you click on OK, the system will automatically fetch and display the current ledger balances for GST. Right now in my system, there isn't any balance, so it's showing blank, but otherwise you would see all the numbers, like your tax liabilities and your available ITC. If there is ITC available and you have some tax liability, you can simply adjust it through this voucher. And even if there is no liability, like suppose you have only ITC lying unused, you can still adjust the balances. Once this adjustment is done, you will see the correct reflection in your ledgers, in your trial balance, and even in your balance sheet. So it becomes really easy to manage GST reconciliation through this voucher. All right, now coming to the next important voucher, which is the GST ITC Reversal Voucher. So for cases where you need to reverse any ITC, we have provided a dedicated form for that as well. Again, it's pretty straightforward. You just need to select your branch, date, and the voucher number. Then you need to mention the reversal reason, whether it's input CGST, input SGST, input IGST, or any other input category. After that, you just enter the amount related to the input ledger you are reversing. Next, you need to select which ledger you want to debit. If there's any interest involved due to the reversal, you can also select the appropriate ledger for interest and mention the amount separately. There's a remark field available if you want to add any notes, and of course, the attachment option is there too if you need to attach any relevant documents. Once you save this entry, the ITC will automatically be reversed in the system. And if you want to check the impact of these reversal entries, you can simply head over to the Report section. We have provided a table view option where you can see all the posting details. You'll be able to check which ledgers have been affected by which entries, so everything stays completely transparent. All right, moving forward, the next option we have is bank reconciliation. Now, this is a really important part of accounting, and in our system, we've actually provided two methods to perform the reconciliation, as we had discussed earlier. One is doing it manually, and the other is through a bank statement. Right now, you can see that I have selected the Through Bank Statement option, which is why two different windows are visible on the screen. One showing As Per Align Moves, and the other showing As Per Bank Statement. So basically, the entries under As Per Align Moves are the ones already passed in the books, and on the As Per Bank Statement side, you have the option to import your actual bank statement. It's quite simple. You just need to prepare an Excel sheet. We have even given you an Excel sheet format that you can download. After that, you just need to import your bank statement into the system using that option. You'll also select your branch, status, like if you want to filter for clear entries, unclear entries, etc., and then specify your from date and to date. Once you've set all that, you just click on the OK button, and the entries will automatically populate. Now here's the best part. We have provided an auto-reconcile option too. So, whatever transactions match between your bank statement and your books, based on the amount and date, the system will automatically reconcile those transactions. This way, you can easily get a comparison dashboard between your bank records and your books of accounts, making the entire reconciliation process so much faster and error-free. Similarly, if you choose the manual reconciliation option instead, let me show you how that looks. So if I select the manual and save it, and then open the bank reconciliation form again, you'll notice the window changes a little bit. Here, you first select the bank, set the status, and then fetch the data. Now, in this demo company, there's not much data, but if there were transactions, you'd be able to see them here. And what's really handy is that you have the option to manually select entries and mention the clearing date for each transaction. After saving, the selected entries will automatically get reconciled. Also, if you want to undo any reconciliation, you can do that too. You just select the status to All, fetch the data, and you'll see both reconciled and pending entries. You can do bulk reconciliation too, which saves a lot of time. Now, let's move ahead to the next feature, which is post-dated check receipt and post-dated check issue. This is another really helpful provision we've given you, so you can easily manage and maintain records of all the post-dated checks you have received from your customers or issued to your vendors. In the post-dated check receipt voucher, you just need to select the branch, enter the voucher date, voucher number, select the party from whom you received the check, choose the bank, fill in the check number, check date, and the amount, and then save it. Similarly, in the post-dated check issued voucher, all the same features and fields are available. It's just that here, you are recording checks that you have issued to vendors. And the whole purpose of these entries is that you'll be able to generate reports, see the entire register of post-dated checks, and know exactly how many checks are pending for clearance. Plus, in the receipt and voucher entries, we have given the option of Fill Pending PDC. So, for example, if today you have a check due for clearance, you can simply click Fill Pending PDC, and the data will automatically populate, showing you all the checks that are pending for today's date. It's really a very smooth way to manage your receivables and payables. Now, moving on, let's talk about the ad hoc adjustment with bill feature. In accounting, as you know, we often face situations where payments don't directly match individual invoices. For instance, if a customer pays a lump sum amount covering multiple invoices. So, if a customer pays something like 5 lakh rupees without specifying invoice adjustments at the time of payment entry, you can use this ad hoc adjustment voucher later to match and adjust those payments with specific invoices. Here, you'll just need to select the type, whether it's a customer or vendor, pick the branch, and then select the party. Once you do that, the system will show you the outstanding balances for that party. On the screen, you will see the debit and credit transactions separately. And if you want to adjust any transaction, you can easily select the relevant bills. If you want to unadjust entries, you can do that too. Bulk adjustment is also possible. There's an option right on the top header where you can select in bulk and save, and all the matching entries will get adjusted automatically. All right, after that, we come to the Allocate Budget option. As we discussed earlier about budget management, here's where you can actually pass the budget entries. You just need to select the ledgers where you want to allocate the budget, enter the budgeted amounts, and save it. The real benefit here is that whenever someone is passing an entry, the system will check the budget limits. If the transaction exceeds the budget, the software will show an alert, and depending on your setup, it can even stop the entry altogether to prevent overspending. This ensures your financial controls are really tight and systematic. Finally, let's take a quick look at the Reports section available for finance. For reports, you simply have to go to All Reports greater than More Reports, and under the Finance section, you'll see a variety of reports listed. Things like Receipt Ledger, General Book, Reverse General Book, Sales General Ledger, Purchase General Ledger, Day Book, all your cash books, all your bank books, PDC entries, and many more. You also have detailed reports like Ledgers, General Ledger, Subledger, Trial Balance, and even Subledger-wise Trial Balance and Location-wise Trial Balance. On top of that, there are reports for the 5 attributes we discussed earlier in the company setup, so you can run attribute-based reports as well. Also, there are special reports for loan and bank interest and account confirmation. So, if you've enabled the loan account feature from the ledger, you'll be able to see all relevant loan-related data in these reports. And finally, the party account confirmation is an excellent feature where you can easily send account statements to your customers or vendors for confirmation. You can send these confirmations in bulk too, making it really efficient. So, that's how you can easily manage all your finance functions inside AlignBooks. Thank you.